I don't care what anybody says. It wasn't as good as Avengers.
It wasn't.
No.
Avengers was alright, man.
Avengers was the pinnacle of comic book movies.
Oh, right!
It was too... They did...
Oh, right!
Avengers was the first movie in like a decade that I could watch more time, like basically multiple times in the same week.
I had sex to that movie.
Lord of the Rings, I saw it.
Twice!
Especially the second one.
In the same week, though?
Huh? Yeah, man, I went to see three times in the same week.
I had sex to Avengers and got pissed off that I missed a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how good that fucking movie is.
Yeah.
It'll be better.
Okay!
If Justice League comes out, it's gonna destroy it. It's gonna destroy it.
Are you high?
It's gonna destroy
How?
it.
You're high.
Huh?
How?
You have Batman in a movie. Look, Batman alone almost came close to Avengers. Alone!
Yeah, but having more people...
So now tell me,
ticket sales.
with absolutely no hype surrounding the other, 6 characters that are in Justice League, how is that going to be better than Avengers, which basically every single hero in that film had their own movies that were blockbusting?
They're established right now. That's cool. Superman is coming out. Superman looks good.
You still need Wonder Woman, who they have yet to find any type of way to give her fame because they keep trying to make her a fucking TV series, which is bullshit.
They'll put it in the movie.
Green Lantern movie wasn't that big. As good as it was, I fucking loved that movie. I thought it was great, but it wasn't big. How do you not?
They won't use that direction of Green Lantern. They'll reboot it.
How can you not? But that's the problem. If the second you start rebooting people that you've already made, that you've already established, you have a problem. Because then it's like you're saying what we did before we know wasn't strong enough, so we have to start all over again. Marvel didn't have to do that. Iron Man was there. Everyone loved Iron Man. They were like, yo, let's push that.
From the beginning.
Marvel, and from there it was Thor, it was Captain America, it was bringing back Hulk.
But that's the difference between Iron Man and Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the first 3 ones, is pure bullshit.
No, the first 2 were good. The third one was bullshit.
I still even like the new one because you know why? It's not under the people who made it.
Why are we not saving this for the podcast?
Are we? I thought we were recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? I thought you were going to start with the Star Wars thing.
Fuck it. We'll do it after. Point is, shit. No, Spider-Man was good. Shut the fuck up.
Nah, the last
that
one
was fucking good.
The same as the rest of them.
No, it was not. Because it was a completely different story arc, and they actually did it right this time.
I don't really like to do it, actually. Finally watched it.
You saw it.
I missed a couple scenes because of the cam version, but the legitimately bought version had a scratch on it. It had a scratch. The only scene I didn't see was the fight scene in the school. But
that was a great fight scene.
Yeah, no, I watched it online after. No, the thing I didn't like, they tried to make it too much like Batman, with the whole Harvey Dent character. It's funny because I always used to get those actors confused. And it was Aaron
Eckhart?
Aaron Eckhart and what's his name?
Which guy?
Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I used to get those actors confused all the time, and then the fact that they're playing essentially the same character in both those movies. Anyway, I do know that it was. I know that it was very faithful to it, but I don't know. I just don't
like a typical Spider-Man movie, though.
No, I don't like the direction they're going with the whole.
What the fuck does that mean? Typical Spider-Man movie? What is this supposed
Spider-Man
to be?
Get beat
it's a Spider-Man movie, but is it supposed to be a typical Deadpool? What does that mean?
Spider-Man gets beat up, the people stand up for themselves and help him out in the end, and he somehow gets to the bad guy.
But that's the thing I didn't get about that Spider-Man movie, because it felt like they actually skipped that part, and because in Spider-Man 1 and 2, you can tell he becomes this citywide hero. In Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, he just kind of has a YouTube video, and all of a sudden the entire city is like, "Oh, you are a protector," because he beats up some bum in an alley, and and all of a sudden it's we believe in you, Spider-Man, and then fucking Harvey Dent at the end is the city needs you, Spider-Man, and just it felt like they skipped this whole part about.
No, he told him to stay away from his daughter.
Yeah, are we going on spoiler territory? Probably.
Anyway. Fuck that, the movie's been out for a while. He didn't tell him the city needs you. He said, if you're going to go down this path, stay away from my daughter.
No, he actually says the city needs you. It's a quote.
And the whole city didn't just magically accept him. He went through weeks of continuously stopping the bad guys that the cops weren't doing shit about. That's why they liked him.
Spider-Man was just on the street patrolling bums to see if they had a tattoo and something on their neck. That's all he was doing. He didn't care about anything else.
He was still stopping the bad guys, no.
He was gonna kill.
And in the story of Spider-Man, when he was trying to find the guy who killed Uncle Ben, the only reason he was stopping everyone was because he was trying to find that guy.
And he found the guy and did nothing, just like Batman. Batman found out who killed his parents and did nothing.
He find the guy?
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember.
Well, the thing about Batman is that there's two different story arcs for that. There's one story arc where Batman's killer ends up being Batman's parents' killer ends up being Joker, and there's another one where it's just a random killer that he never met again.
It's usually the random killer, but in some of the comics he meets him, but he just lets him go. He doesn't do anything. He just
Point is, they set it up well, and it was the actual story, and it was great.
And
they made Spider-Man Spider-Man.
Wasn't the official one for Batman is like it was a random killer, but when Batman found out who it was, he didn't do anything. He just he found a way to let the criminals know that he was like an informant or something like that. Or he said something like, it's because of this guy why I exist, because that was the reason why he became Batman. So he sent it to all the criminals that Batman incarcerated, and he's like, it's because of this guy that I exist. And so I think they killed him in prison or something.
Probably,
like
I don't know that version,
but I think it was Batman Wiki or some shit.
I
After I played Arkham City,
and it's I think Spider-Man is probably going to be in the next Avengers, because they'll do a deal with Sony to okay, let the
I don't think he's going to be in 2.
It's not Fox, so there's a chance he'll be.
I don't think they do, but that would be awesome, because the whole thing is when because Wolverine and Spider-Man came in the Avengers around the same time,
yeah,
and they have their own little buddy thing going on. So it's
you can't use Wolverine though,
because you have but if they were to strike the same deal, that'd be
Fox.
awesome.
It's not gonna happen. Fox is never gonna happen.
That how awesome would that be? Because then you have the Cap. Iron Man dynamic, you have the Thor Hulk dynamic, and then you would have the Wolverine Spider-Man dynamic.
We can have so many people from I think what's gonna happen is for the next movies that are coming out, the round of Iron Man 3, Captain America, because Winter Soldier is coming out, Bucky's gonna come back, obviously, frozen in some river somewhere.
I had a feeling they were gonna do that, because in the Cap movie,
that
wasn't a definitive death.
Yeah, he just falls and off he goes.
Yeah.
I think Avengers 2, Red Skull's gonna come back, or he's gonna come back in.
I think he's gonna come back in the
second one,
Captain movie. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come back in Avengers.
Loki's obviously gonna come back. They're gonna use him again. They're gonna use him in Thor again. I know that for sure. And
you can't have a Thor.
I think they're gonna make him more of the what they're doing in the latest Thor comics, make him more like a sympathetic character. He actually helps Thor out every once in a while, because he realizes it's kind of like a Batman Joker dynamic.
Yeah. Probably.
You need me even though I'm your biggest nemesis type of thing.
Yeah. What other
I should pass you those 2 Thor comics. I have one. There's I'm trying to find the one, but there's a comic where Thor and Silver Surfer fight, and I can't remember where it is. It's not the one that I have, but I know it's mentioned, because after Thor dies in his whole Ragnarok thing, Loki tries to get the Silver Surfer to find him, because he's lost in the cosmos or some shit like that. And Silver Surfer's I don't know who it is, but he can't recall who Thor is to go and help him. And Loki's just he once headbutted you so hard it dented your skull. And Silver Surfer's alright, where is he?
well, if their license runs out by then, Silver Surfer might be able to be in.
Well, Marvel's trying to buy back Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Well, they got back.
No, they got Daredevil.
They need to because
they didn't want to negotiate, because they said we'll give you an extension on Fantastic Four if you give us back Daredevil. Fox was like, no, we got something, and then plans fell through for Daredevil. So
they won't make another.
Which
Fantastic
I'm so happy about.
Yeah, get Frank Miller on Daredevil. Maybe some Quentin Tarantino. Basically,
I think Tarantino would be the perfect person.
Sin City with Daredevil, that's all you need. That's what Daredevil is, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who are you going to use for Kingpin again?
Even Rodriguez would be beautiful.
Ben Affleck was a good Daredevil. Just that movie was crap.
He missed a few subtleties, but no, Ben Affleck, keep him behind the camera. He's a genius director, a good writer.
Yeah,
keep him behind the camera.
And forget about Electra.
I think the last movie. Well, keeping in mind I haven't seen Argo yet. But the last movie I saw of Ben Affleck where I was like, you're doing a great job acting, and he did the writing and all that shit too, was The Town.
I haven't seen The Town yet.
Dogma was his best movie in that game.
That was years ago. I'm just saying, recently, The Town, I watched the movie, I was like, you know what, Affleck? Good job. Do more like this.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Keeping in mind, I haven't seen Argo yet.
There was a lot of doubters because of his acting career that he had nothing to do with Good Will Hunting, and I was just trying to convince people. And it's like, no, he's just one of those people who's better behind the camera than he is on. And then he started releasing, what was his first one? Gone Baby Gone?
Yeah.
something like that. And then after that was the town, and then they did a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, see.
No, for sure. Like if
Damon's probably
if you want to see a movie where like he acts well and he did the writing, I'm not sure if he directed. Most likely he did, but I know he definitely was acting and wrote it. The Town is one of those movies you're gonna look at him and you're like, you know what, good job, good on you. You know, you're very good at entertaining.
I think he could be in something else in Marvel though. I think put him as Daredevil again, he'd be fine. It's not a problem. It's just that script for that movie was just horrible. And Colin Farrell's acting was just...
I still think Kevin McKidd would make a good Daredevil.
I don't know who that
he was,
I have absolutely no problem with them just completely rebooting that franchise and changing all the actors.
No, Kevin McKidd, have you ever seen Rome?
Yes.
He was the Centurion in Rome, the blonde guy.
I think so, yeah.
I think he would make a good... He looks exactly like...
considering Daredevil is blonde.
Yeah, but he looks exactly like the civilian version of Daredevil.
They use again. Well, hopefully they'll make another... I don't think... Can't use Daredevil in Avengers though. It wouldn't.
He was an Avenger.
Yeah, not recent Avenger. Not the ones that we're used to. Like
that's the thing. Like if we're talking about like people are going to become Avengers more sooner than later.
That's one of the things that movies have to steer clear from. Don't make the team too big.
Yeah,
because in the comics the team's way too fucking big.
But you have what is it? There's Avengers, Thunderbolts.
Yeah, but no, all that shit has to go to the winner because like
I can't have Thunderbolts without Dark Avengers, man.
To me, the Avengers are still the four. Like, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And, okay, you have Hawkeye and Black Widow. Like, I'll accept that. But, like, to me, it's still just, like,
you need Ant-Man. Because Ant-Man is one of the people who started... And
I know he's one of the original, but I'm just saying, like, to me, because even though Captain America wasn't an original either. But, like, I'm just saying that those are the four that I think, like...
They're the most sellable.
Yeah, but...
Which is why... But they are doing an Ant-Man movie now because he will be in Avengers.
Oh, he's going to be in the second Avengers?
Yeah. There's definitely an and like a lot of people were outraged. They're like, "Oh, you guys can do an Ant-Man movie, but you can't do Black Panther." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, guys! Okay, like it's not that easy to do a Black Panther movie."
So that means
I think it's gonna be.
That means Coulson's coming back then because he's gonna build Ultron and Ultron's gonna build Vision.
Yeah, maybe.
And Coulson's gonna come back. Hopefully.
There's people saying Coulson's not even dead, but we'll see.
I think he's dead, but I think he's preserved.
I think he's alive.
Preserved, and he's gonna turn into Vision somehow.
Because we never technically saw a doctor pronounce him dead. You were just told a doctor pronounce him dead.
If you listen to the commentary on Avengers, Joss was talking about. I think it was like Kevin Feige was the one who decided to kill off Coulson.
Yeah.
But like, and they thought the writing arc for Sam Fury, like coercing them.
Did you call him Sam Fury?
Sam Fury. He's now Sam Fury to me.
He's Sam Fury.
So Sam Fury, they thought it was too dark for him to like coerce them using like faking the guy's death. They thought it was too like not PG. And Whedon was basically like, "Fuck that. That's what Sam Fury does."
Well, I think he's the actor himself. The actor himself, he's signed on for like a multitude of like. So he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back.
Yeah, no, like I don't know how much of a fan he was beforehand, but I do know that when the Ultimates, when Mark Miller called him up to use his likeness, or the penciler, for the Ultimates, and they asked, like, can we use your likeness for the New Age Nick Fury, he apparently knew the character and was like, fuck yeah, so you could tell he's a fan. Speaking of
this whole Marvel thing, I was watching Spider-Man Unlimited, like the short-lived cartoon series after the first cartoon series.
Okay. Was that the one that was like faux 3D, kind of? It's like cell shaded.
No. It's where it's basically right after like it's kind of a loose canon to the 1993 one where basically I don't know, J. Jonah Jameson, his son goes into like space portal into some like counter Earth with animals, these huge animal things. They run the planet and the humans like live on the ground or some shit. And Spider-Man was blamed for like all the stuff that happened. So everyone. So in order to like fix his name, he has to go travel to the planet to get the sun back. And he has his new suit where he got it from Reed Richards, like a watch that has nanotech, whatever thing, and goes all over his body, makes a suit and everything. He can turn invisible. He has like sound shit on his suit and everything like that.
Yeah, I still like Spider-Man as depicted in Spider-Man 2. You know, the kid who's like down on his luck who just kind of does his shit.
I hate Tobey Maguire.
No, I loved it though. He's like trying to deliver the pizza on time. Like that's to me like that was the Spider-Man I grew up with. The kid who like he does it because he feels he has a responsibility.
I know the Spider-Man I grew up with is like the 1993 cartoon. That's the one I grew up with.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
It's like
he was always down on his luck though.
If they made a Spider-Man like he's just like There's no one around him, and he's just talking for no reason. Yeah, he's chatty in the new one, but I want to seem like he's like swinging and he's talking to himself. That's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If they made a movie,
oh yeah, the one thing I didn't like about the movie I didn't get a chance to say earlier was the whole thing with the parents, because I know in the comics they eventually retcon to like make his parents like part of the story, but like I hate when writers delve too much in the past. It's like just leave it as is kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You can never just leave something as is in comics, but like because like the way they're saying it's going to go about is that the whole reason why the spider bite triggered him and nobody else is because his father did some genetic manipulation on him as a child. So like that's the whole thing. Like, do you know what he did? Like, does Peter know what his parents did?
It's like the first Hulk movie.
Basically, yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, please don't go down that route. Because I always liked that it was just like I liked the way they did it in the cartoon and the comic, where it's like it just passes through like the ray. Yeah, that was a better way to do it.
Marvel's doing good stuff, but Fox needs to let go of Fantastic Four.
Let go of X-Men.
X-Men versus Avengers. I'm taking the X-Men all day. X-Men are gonna whoop the Avengers' asses.
Did you read the comic?
Doesn't matter.
You gotta read the comic, man. Did you finish it yet?
No, I should probably do that.
Fuck is wrong with you, man?
I'm doing that today. I'm gonna do it today.
Fuck is wrong with you? I gotta get like all the side comics too, man.
Yeah, that's what I was actually looking for, because I want to see the Hulk Colossus one.
There was some good shit that brewed up on that horizon.
I know.
Though I'm still kind of. I have mixed feelings about the way they ended it.
Oh, it's completely done now?
Yeah, because now it's like they're Uncanny Avengers and the AVX Consequences. Yeah. So yeah, finish that up, bro. Because it's some good shit. It's some good storytelling.
Sucks they undersold Thor, though. Pretty much put it inside.
So, gonna go into the Star Wars thing now? I ain't doing that shit. You guys
Princess Leia is now a Disney princess.
Yes! God damn it, yes!
Does that mean she's gonna be in Kingdom Hearts?
Maybe.
Yo, expect the new Kingdom Hearts, motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. Yo, Disney is... Yo, you know what? They're making up for all the racist movies they had in the past, man. I fucking love you, Disney.
Lando Calrissian's gonna come back as like a Disney prince.
Lando!
Alright, so for anybody who doesn't know, who's been living under a rock but somehow still have internet access to listen to a podcast,
seriously,
you need to get your priorities straight. Anyway, so Disney bought out LucasArts, Lucasfilm, all of it. Was it Skywalker sound and all that shit?
Every goddamn thing tied to Lucasfilms
is now in
Disney, baby.
So
that also includes Indiana Jones.
Yep. At first, the entire forums are all ablaze about Disney this. They're gonna have fucking whatever. Everything's gonna be
craziness.
There's gonna be show tunes and all that shit.
Anarchy.
But need I remind you guys what
Disney
happened?
bought Marvel? Okay. Disney bought Marvel, and everyone freaked their shit out. Everybody was like, oh no, now we're going to get crazy Donald Duck and Deadpool crossovers, and oh no, they're going to make these stupid childish cartoons, and oh no, there's going to be Disney shit in all the movies and all these moral of the stories. Shut the fuck up, okay? Because, look, we got Avengers, motherfuckers.
Well, there was a moral of the story in the Avengers.
Here's the moral of the story.
They work together.
We are the shit. That's what the fucking moral was, okay?
And all you're worried about things, people wouldn't die and all that.
I'll tell you right now.
I gotta remind you, Agent Coulson got shanked.
If you are worried about the direction that's going to happen with Star Wars, need I remind you, all Disney has done for Marvel is said, how much do we got to make this check? They write it down on the dotted line, and they cut that shit. God damn it, this is great.
Yeah, no, I have to say, they're pretty trustworthy. I give them respect for that. Because they have enough money. Like, what was the estimate? Was it $4.8 billion fucking dollars?
It was so much goddamn
that
money.
Was pocket change for
I
Disney.
fainted.
I still think they overpaid for it, though.
They paid the same amount that they paid Marvel.
Well, no, but no, we have to remember, because it's not just Lucasfilm, it's LucasArts. LucasArts is their...
LucasArts just means the games. They get the films, they get the games. Anything...
Yeah, LucasArts hasn't made a game since... what was the last...
You gotta understand. Old Republic is under LucasArts. All that stuff, like... You're looking at every Star Wars game...
No, Old Republic is under BioWare.
No, but it's
a LucasArts. Because it's Star Wars.
It's BioWare LucasArts.
BioWare is the company that basically made the game, but it's...
No, because BioWare has to go to LucasArts for every story decision.
Probably the story, but how much money is that bringing?
LucasArts gives them gives them animators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They give them they're a big part of the budget. They said in an interview that LucasArts was just like, every time they came up to them with an idea, they're like, that's a fucking great idea. Here's some money.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much, Disney is going to be cutting checks, which means we're going to get great quality movies, provided they get the right directors. And it's going to be awesome. 2015 is going to be the biggest year we have seen in over a decade. Without a doubt.
For anybody who hasn't heard, in the same announcement that they bought out LucasArts, they also announced that their new trilogy, Star Wars trilogy, is starting
2015. The same year, if I'm remembering correctly, we're supposed to get Avengers 2. 2015 is going to be a big year.
See, that's why I love my generation, because we age backwards. Because by the time everybody in my generation came up into their 20s and 30s, they all know how to like do things, like animate and write stories and shit. So everything that's coming out that's popular now is all comic booky, cartoony, fucking awesome.
It is nostalgia.
Best generation.
Form.
Fuck the baby boomers.
Raised back from the ashes of the phoenix.
As long as George Lucas has nothing to do with Star Wars, it'll be a success.
Yeah, see, a lot of people are freaking out, and I'm just like, need I remind you, everything that's great about Star Wars is when George Lucas was nowhere near it. Fucking Empire Strikes Back, he had he was still like very much on that, but he didn't direct it.
He's a bad director.
Empire Strikes Back is still to this day my favorite one.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, great.
The Clone Wars series is actually apparently getting super awesome.
The Clone Wars series is probably the best shit that has happened to Star Wars besides the games.
I still think they're dragging that on. I don't know how far they're dragging that for.
Because you understand, everything that's happening in that is actually canon.
Yeah, but I don't know how long they could drag it out for.
Well, they've had so many novels and comics that were in tune with that, so they're basically following that timeline. But that is the shit. And I've missed a couple episodes, so...
I just keep hearing about how cool it's getting. I watched like the first 2 seasons.
They brought back Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And he is G as fuck. Like, he
ain't got no legs.
They gave him new ones. Robotic ones, man.
How you gonna run if you ain't got no legs?
But when they found him, he had like these like spider-like legs. They were fucking awesome, man. What a G!
But no, like I said, as long as George Lucas has nothing to do with Star Wars.
There is a little nerdy child inside of me that is like smiling and crying and feeling awesome. Like, I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt right now and I'm drinking out of my Star Wars cup because I'm that excited about the news that we got this week.
You know what
I'm drinking wine.
You know what pissed me off the worst though? If I hear or see anything resembling Jar Jar Binks, I'll be like, fuck this, I'm getting out the theater right now.
What's wrong with Jar Jar, man?
You should go to Disneyland.
He is the worst character of all time.
Awesome, man. He's basically their Goofy.
And Goofy's a bad character too. There's only one good thing. Two good things. Kingdom Hearts and what was that thing where that kind of Saturday morning cartoon where he had a son or some shit. And he was
Goof Troop?
Yeah.
It was Goof Troops, yeah. Goof Troops, yeah. That was the only
that was a good cartoon. Shut the fuck up.
Only 2 good things.
That was great shit.
Only 2 good things. That's it. And nothing else. Goof Troop and Kingdom Hearts. But everything else, Goofy's been... God, I can't stand Jar Jar Binks.
Look,
just hearing
just know it's going to be a great movie when it comes out. I think Disney is going to just give it so much money.
They said that they're doing... Because everybody's all like, whatever... extended universe, like, don't touch the extended universe, but like, just like, there's a lot of opportunity for...
Dude, they can do an episode 0 for Darth Plagueis.
But the thing is, like, apparently they're doing something completely... They're going to do something completely original, but they may include old Mark Hamill. That's all they said.
Old Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
But yes, what were we?
Star Wars and...
Yeah, the opportunities, man. They're endless.
Oh, Revan.
Yes. I want them to really just like go through that whole Old Republic storyline and just make movie after movie of that stuff.
I don't want to hear that shit. I played the game. I heard enough.
Shut up, Trekkie.
Honestly, the game tells you everything. It honestly tells you everything.
But I want to see it.
I want to
see the vroom vroom and lightsabers and skews of the fucking TIE fighters. I want to see it.
I think our generation has a bit too much Star Wars. Then we need to get back on things that really matter, like Star Trek, where Chris Pine.
There's gonna be a second Star Trek movie, okay?
That's
Bugger
the best
off.
thing ever.
This is our time now.
Star Trek shit.
We got to do another flash mob in Madison Square.
Set phasers to love me.
Oh my god.
Star Trek is gay.
Star Trek makes more
I don't
sense.
say many things are
than
gay, but Star
Wars.
Trek is pretty. It's pretty.
Star Trek
homosexual.
sucks.
the
It's
best.
so shit.
It's the best sci-fi. More
How do you
successful
have
sci-fi than
a
Star
captain
Wars.
who has sex with multiple aliens and didn't get one disease?
It's the future, man. There's no diseases then.
They're aliens!
Doesn't matter. There's aliens everywhere. They have this. They have.
Stupid shit. Fucking horrible. Anyways, let's get back to what matters. Star
Yes,
Wars.
but Queen Amidala has pity sex with the robot hand man. I can't even. What's his Anakin?
The-
Yes,
the
Anakin
robot
Skywalker.
hand man.
Yes, she has pity sex with him. That's basically what it is. And you know it's true. It
Pity
is.
sex?
It is true.
You call that pity sex?
Yeah, he lost his arm and she had sex with him after. She felt sorry for him. Yeah, it's true.
There's so much violence going through my head right now. I'm trying to keep it cool.
Was it? Isn't that Monkey Island? That was also LucasArts, eh? That's under Disney now.
Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah.
That book. But like I said, don't involve George Lucas, and the movie will be great.
I don't know. Like Monkey Island, apparently everybody loves that. I could see Disney doing like a movie off of that.
There's gonna be so much greatness to come. It's unbelievable. Like, look how much greatness came because Disney bought Marvel. If that's not enough for you to feel like it's okay, there's something wrong with
It's
you.
gonna be okay, everybody.
Don't trip your shit.
But did they buy Marvel before or after Iron Man?
Before, I believe.
Was it before?
No, I think it was
The first one?
The first Iron Man.
I think they bought it during production of it.
I
Possible.
think that might have happened. Like it came out, but I don't think it was a Disney production. I think that was the last. Wait,
I can't remember exactly. But
Because I think the Marvel Studios were being made, or that whole
No,
shit
that was the
like
first
happening.
movie. That's
that was the
Marvel-
first Marvel Studios movie,
Yeah.
so I think it might have been after. I think it might have been
Probably.
in between two.
Either fucking way.
Just get back X-Men and get
Might-
back the smartest man.
Might have
in all-
even been after Thor, actually. We have to check the timeline.
Get back the most intelligent man in all of Marvel history, Reed Richards, and it'll be fine. Smartest character in Marvel.
Still a pansy.
Yep.
Oh, you don't like him?
I'd rather have Iron Man. Tony Stark.
He's not smart, not even close.
Oh, he's not
No,
as smart, but he's
Tony's-
fucking genius.
Tony Stark is-
Tony's an engineer. Reed's is like,
Specialized in everything.
yeah.
The dude could be. He made a machine that could practically kill Galactus, the strongest thing. He's the smartest man in the world, in the universe. the
And then
whole
that
universe.
thing turned on everyone and decided it was just going to destroy the universe instead.
Eh.
Stupid ass Reed Richards.
And get that Silver Surfer. I want to see a movie with Silver Surfer, but in space. Don't have it on Earth. Don't have no human. Just have it set out in space and put down.
just chilling.
Huh? That's what he usually. That's what he was doing in the cartoon. He was just talking to himself while he's Shalaba and is finding some bullshit, and doesn't know where he's from or anything like that.
Yeah, if you're gonna put Thor in a Marvel movie, it has to be in Thor. I mean, sorry, Silver Surfer would have to be in Thor.
Thor.
Yeah, because they're both like the cosmic and like yeah.
I wouldn't put him in Thor. I would put him. If anything, I would put him in Fantastic Four. Not that one that they made there, but a really decent. And at least get back Doom.
Because if you're thinking like if you're looking beyond, like Thor would work because it's like the multiple galaxies.
Yeah, I guess. But
His papa is like the ruler of the universe.
Yeah. Odin's son.
Odin,
Papa.
does Odin sleep for 24 hours.
All right, so I guess
Like years or something?
we can settle down on the Star Wars greatness and look into other things like video games.
Nerd Week.
Nerd Week.
Talking about those nerds tonight.
Nerd Week.
Oh my god.
Nerd Week.
Gonna get it out.
It is going to be a great holiday season, my friends.
We already have a fucking pretty great holiday season shit.
Dude, Halo 4 comes out next week. Oh my god. We getting the clan together?
I'm spanking my wine bottle if you can't hear me.
Are we getting the clan together? I think we need to get the clan together. We need to log in a couple hours of bitch, you can't touch this. headshots and punch people in the back of the head using the needler, because nobody likes the needler.
So are we co-op legendarying that shit on like first try?
Yes, on the first try, and we will cry all the way to the end.
Apparently, it's harder than the others.
They always make them harder.
Yeah.
And then you get the skulls, so you throw those in there too.
No, the reviews are super fucking good so far too.
Prometheans, watch out.
I'm a little too excited for that game right now.
I think it is going to be so fucking good.
I have to fire up my Reach to get used to console controls again. So fucking...
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
We definitely got to do like a nice 24-hour Halo Reach play. You know, just go all out.
I don't know if it'll be Game of the Year though, but it's
It's stiff competition this year, but it's pretty high up there.
It's most likely going to be Assassin's Creed. Most likely.
No, actually,
I don't think so.
Scoring higher.
As much as I'm enjoying Assassin's Creed, my biggest problem is I'm finding a lot of glitches in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they made it too big. Yeah,
and it's a huge game, like amazingly big.
For the amount of time they spent on it,
I think I'm gonna wait for the PC version actually, because frame rate.
Yeah, for sure.
Frame rate in the game is pretty good. I have a PS3, it's okay.
Once you get used to PC though. Yeah. But no, because its Metacritic is lower right now than Halo.
No,
I'm not surprised.
A lot of people. Well, the people on Metacritic, like those are the guys voting for Game of the Year.
Yeah, the people on Metacritic, they give you little scores so that.
One thing that really pisses me off.
That's the thing with Metacritic.
It takes way too damn long to get these guys to stop chasing after you. Like, give me a freaking break here. I'll like run away. They can't see me anymore.
It's like FF11, you have to zone them.
And like,
remember that shit?
What?
In FF11, where you have to like run out an entire fucking zone to get one
literally
to stop chasing you.
Oh yeah,
literally. Because I mean, you'll be running. I've had times where like I'm running away,
even through the trees and shit.
Yeah, like there's moments where like you're running away. I'm jumping over buildings. I mean, like multiple buildings, jumping. They're like, oh look, haystack. So I jump into the haystack.
You jump out,
and it's like, no, I stay there. All of a sudden, they're all around the haystack. They're like, hey, what was that? What do you mean, what was that? You were 3 buildings behind me, you son of a bitch. What the fuck is that?
You just stab them all.
You can't. They'll pick it up as soon as they see. As soon as they see you now.
Yeah.
It's not even, as soon as they see like anything or noise, they'll just pick up on it. Like if you go into the haystack, but they're relatively close by, they'll check the haystack with the gun. They'll start.
Yeah.
Well, why can't you just kill them?
Huh?
You can, but then it's like
alert everyone.
There could be one person there. If you're fighting him, 20 guys come.
Kill
That's why you need to have
Assassin's Creed. It's super easy.
No, yeah.
No, not in this game.
No, they made it a bit harder. I'm not saying you can't kill them all. I'm just saying it's going to take some time.
That's why there's the assassins that you recruit, you can have them ambush and all that kind of crap. And you, run back
it is ridiculous how they set up the whole notoriety thing now. Before, you may have had a little bit of red. It didn't mean they were like, you're walking in the street and they're watching you. Now it's like, if you got 1 X in that notoriety, you walk by one guard, the yellow arrow's coming up, and it's like, hey, he looks familiar. Like,
most of the time I have to keep bribing.
Well, to be fair, like notoriety was a complete joke in the other ones. It was like, do I even really want to rip down this post? Do I want to waste my time pressing?
That's the thing. Like, and it's in the other ones.
The new one you could bribe.
It was a bit more realistic because if I have a bit of notoriety, the only time they really start getting a bit edgy is if like you're jumping on things, stuff like that. But if you're just walking in the street, you're cool. Now, if you have 1 notoriety, anytime you see a guard, they're like the counter is going up.
Well, you kind of stand out.
Yeah, in the first few sequences you do, because little Indian boy walking down the street. You know, like, fuck.
I mean, this was colonial America. Little Indian boy, you're gonna get.
But even then, it's like if I'm incognitus. Yeah, I said it like that. Incognitus.
Like diabetes.
Like diabetes. I'm incognitus. Why won't they watch me?
Cletus, stop being incognitus.
I'm just saying there's a little few things that we kind of went overboard with. If I jump over 3 buildings and then jump into a haystack, you shouldn't find me 30 seconds later. Just a thought.
There's one mission. I don't want to spoil the game if people haven't played it.
Then don't say it.
But it's a relatively it's typical to the game. They have you chasing down this person, and I was chasing down this person for like a good 5 minutes. I'm like, wait, he's just leading him around in circles. What the fuck is going on here? The mission's not ending. I thought it was a glitch at first. I'm like, okay. I leave the animus, come back in. I did it again. I'm still following this guy. It just says to chase him. That's all the mission says. Chase this person. So I said, fuck this. Something was wrong with this game. So I go on YouTube to see what's wrong. And after I said, you have to tackle the person. But nowhere in the mission says tackle him. Usually it says that, but it just says chase this person.
Because in 2 they did that, but it wasn't until you got really close that the color would come up to
the thing is, it's so small now, and it's, you know how, for the type of TV, you know,
okay.
You can't.
There's just a lot of things they could have done better.
Yeah.
It's like maybe
it was
5 minutes.
Even though they had a lot of development time, it was still rushed given the scope.
But it's a good game. I'm not hailing it. I like the game.
But yeah, but I'm just saying because if you're talking Game of the Year candidate, I think it's going to be between. If it weren't for the whole like hoopla about Mass Effect 3's ending, which I still don't understand because I still think it had a.
I thought it was a great ending.
I thought it was a good ending for what they were given, and so I just really hate gamers who fucking bitch and whine.
It wasn't very creative though to have the ending. I understand it, but don't have it just switch color palettes.
No, but I mean every single one of BioWare's games has always come down to a choice, and so that's what people forget is that like no matter how many games you have before that, it's going to come down to a choice. You can't possibly. I
understand the choice, but the ending was the same, no matter what choice you made.
They left the color. Yeah, they
just changed the color. That's all it was. That's all it basically was.
No, it was slightly open-ended, but yeah, the extended added more to it, which was fine. But if it weren't for that,
you had those people who didn't see him breathe at the end.
Yeah. And then,
if you made the right choice, you would have saw him breathe. If you didn't see him breathe, then you didn't make the right choice. That's why you didn't get the good ending.
So, for me,
it's I think
that if it weren't for that, I think it'd be. I still think that if journalists have any integrity, they're still going to include that in their short list for Game of the Year.
It's probably going to be
because that game was fucking incredible.
Yeah, the whole.
Oh man, it was
throughout the game was great. Just the ending.
I know so many. Like I know more grown men that have wept at that game than I have seen like any movie.
Because that's the thing I was telling you about Star Trek. It's a believable future.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Mass Effect is believable. Though.
A future without disease, when all we do is go to these planets that are uninhabited and we have no clue what the fuck is on them.
But Mass Effect is believable, though.
Mass Effect is grounded in reality.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's something.
I believe Mass Effect a lot more than I believe Star Trek.
The Reapers are out there, dude.
Huh?
The Reapers are out there.
We're just not advanced enough for them to bother us. To just fighting something.
Think of how big the universe is, man. Think of there could be one single creature out there that could just swallow this world whole.
I believe in the
That's
Matrix.
why the Protheans were fucking awesome. They're just like, yeah, I remember you humans. You guys were like chilling in caves last time I saw you.
I believe in the Matrix more than I believe in aliens out there. That's something I believe more.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Mass Effect's more plausible.
Matrix is more fun. Matrix, especially when...
I'm sorry, man. The only way the Matrix is possible is if there's a pill out there that you can swallow that makes you see everything. No.
That's
you saying I'm not here right now? You saying this steak that I'm tasting right
Where's
now?
the blue pill? Where's the blue pill?
I know the Matrix is telling me this red wine is intoxicating and...
it's just recycled human waste that you're eating.
Look, all the Matrix taught me is if you're hooked up on drugs, you'll see anything. That's what the Matrix taught me.
No, but don't you think, like, deja vu, like, one time I told my mom a snowplow is going to pass. There was no snow on the road, but I told her a snowplow is going to pass and it's going to bump into something. It happened not even 2 minutes after. Exact same way I said it to my mom, and it happened.
Jason, if you are the one, I am shit scared for the future.
We're fine.
What happens if I can't? What happens if I fail?
Worst acting in the world.
Jason just goes out into the street and he's like, what is he doing? He's starting to believe.
Horrible acting. just terrible acting.
Keanu Reeves is good at speed.
Alright, so let's go back to it, because the only other thing that's coming out this year is
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. But let's all be honest. It's gonna be a fun game, but it's not gonna make anybody cry with its greatness. Yeah. So
Black Ops 2 is gonna be great. I don't give a fuck.
So what's your Warfare 4?
I don't care if there's a different game every fucking year. Black Ops 2 is gonna be the shit. Zombies is gonna be fun. Online is gonna be amazing. I will own you, bitch. Get at me, son.
I'll wait for Battlefield 4.
No, but so what's the short list for Game of the Year? Did Battlefield 3 come out this year?
It came out 2 years ago, no?
No, Battlefield 3 came out this year.
It was the beginning of the year.
Last year.
Beginning of the year. It came out
2011.
You have a computer. Check.
I'm quite sure it came out 2011.
So he goes to his phone. Fuck the 21st century.
So my phone's here, man. Yo, you see these 6 gigs? I'm gonna use these 6 gigs.
Because I know the armor, No, actually, it came out beginning of last year. No, ending of last year.
Yeah, I'm quite sure it was
November or
2011.
December or something like that. And they just came out with the expansion packs and all that stuff this year. And next year is Battlefield 4.
Huh. No, I still think it came out at the beginning of this year.
Just let me check.
Warfighter was horrible. Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it was October 2011.
Oh, it was? Okay. Shit. I was gonna say that's on my list. But anyway, so shortlist game. Let's pick 3 from everybody.
Is The Last of Us coming out this year? Or is that next year?
I think that's next year.
Next year?
Middle of next year. Maybe
Shit.
ending of next year.
No, it's not that far away.
It's Naughty
sooner
Dog,
than
so
that.
if anything, Naughty Dog usually comes out around the same time. So they're going to probably replace Uncharted, so it's going to be probably like October.
Actually, we should probably have this podcast like after Black Ops and Halo 4 comes out to say like what our shorthand for the game of the year is.
Look, I will tell you right now, I haven't played it, but I'm telling you, Halo 4 will be on that list.
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't need to play Halo 4 to know what's going to be on that list.
IGN gave it a 9.8.
Game of the year. What was like an amazing game that came out this year? Assassin's Creed. I don't know what else. This year gaming was kind of slow, especially it's only like right now.
There was a lot of really good like smaller end games that came out. There's XCOM.
Limbo.
Limbo. No, that was last year.
That was last year?
Yeah,
I thought that was the beginning of this year. That was a great game, though.
There's 2 XCOM games coming out.
No, there were some goodies that came out. I'm just trying to think of there were.
But you see, that's the thing. The rush of games that come out this year.
Guild Wars 2 by far.
Oh, yeah.
Guild Wars 2 could probably win Game of the Year.
I think it could. It's got the highest Metacritic right now.
It could win Game of the Year. I don't know any other than Guild Wars. League of Legends could probably win Game of the Year.
No, but that's been out for a while.
Huh?
It's been out for a while though.
But the popularity really began.
Yeah, but
you
can't give a game that came out like a year or 2 ago. Game of the year.
I don't know, but it'll probably
just continuously.
Just because it has a bit of hype now.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people play it. Like Diablo's not going to be on that list for sure. It's probably going to be on the list, but it's not going to win. Never,
no,
never going to win that.
Well,
It
basically,
might win Spike because Spike are a fucking bunch of 12th graders.
oh, yeah, Bioshock is coming out this year, too.
I don't even think Bioshock.
When? November.
I'm not a big fan of Bioshock, but I know a lot of people that love
Did you play
Bioshock.
the first one though?
Yeah.
The first one was really good,
Second
but
one's
it was. I still never replayed through it. It was just like it was like watching a good movie. You know, it was like watching.
I got through it to get through it. I wasn't a big fan
The
of
second
it.
one was crap.
Second one I didn't like. There was only one scene in the second one I liked.
But yeah, Mass Effect 3, Halo 4 for sure are going to be like definitely on that list. And then whatever the third one is, the third one is.
I don't know. Spike always
Assassin's
picks.
Creed 3. Actually, for me, it would probably be just preemptively saying Mass
Diablo
Effect.
3 we could throw in there
No.
just because.
I'm saying for my 3.
Oh, the hype!
Mass
Wait,
Effect-
Old Republic.
Was that this year?
That was 2012.
That's not going to be Game of the Year for sure. They lost too many.
No, I don't think that
subscribers.
was this year though. I think
Huh?
that was last year.
No, I'm quite sure it was
I think
this
that was
year.
like November last year or something like that.
When I bought last year. When I bought the game last year.
Because I know because it was nominated for Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, November.
Yeah,
Right.
screw it then.
Um.
Of course
No.
it got nominated.
No, for me it was for me it's gonna be Halo 4, Mass Effect 3, and Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2, Assassin's Creed 3, and Mass Effect. Mass Effect 3.
You can hit on Mass Effect 3 all you want. It is still miles ahead of any other fucking
yeah.
game out there.
100%.
I think that's why people like were so up in arms about it, because they had like
High
the fucking like shining example, like the pinnacle of like the gaming experience of the 6th century, and then they were slightly let down by the ending, and they caused that much.
They
of a
completely forgot the whole journey there.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you had so much fun. You logged so much hours. You got all the DLC. Shut the fuck up.
No, but I mean, it's like if you're eating,
It wasn't like The Sopranos, okay? Chill out.
if you're having like the best steak of your life, and then right before that last bite, a bird shits on it. Does that mean the steak was any less?
Throw it on and get you.
But they're acting like it was
Exactly
The
what they
Sopranos
did.
ending. It wasn't the fucking Sopranos
No,
ending.
man. Like, use your fucking brains, you tools.
That was
I
a
just
crap
say that
ending.
because I just, like as an artist myself, I find that super disrespectful that people bitch about quality when that wasn't a question of quality. That was a question of you just not liking somebody's.
But you know,
Artistic
the answer that BioWare gave at the end of it, it kind of justified the people doing that, because it's like they answered
no, because like the extended ending was like, we'll give some more clarity, but we're not changing the ending.
Yeah, because it was exactly the same. It was still three things that
I
were
would
the
say
same.
leave it as is. Don't give any more clarity to it because it doesn't change much.
But I do know that the reason why the ending didn't have the original extended cut in it was because there was an original ending that they did change at the last minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. So it was rushed. It was kind of a rush.
It was like the execution of it was slightly rushed, but the ending itself was still going to be that.
Oh, still going to be that?
Like you were always like they set up through the entire series that those are going to be the options that you're going to have was either control or destroy.
Well, you can't. I don't know. Well, we won't see Mass Effect again until next year.
I hope they do so. I hope it didn't sour it too much because that's one of like the best IPs, movie or TV or gaming or otherwise that's come out in the last decade. I still think it's the best universe that's come out since Star Wars.
So what is your? So let's change it up a bit. What are your guys' favorite movie, favorite games, upcoming games? Are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I can't even think.
We put three of them.
I am looking forward to Halo, like I said before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Black Ops because I loves me some shooting people in the face. Then after that, believe it or not, I'm looking forward to Far Cry 3.
Ew.
Yeah, I might give it a shot.
Surprising, because I didn't like the last Far Cry that came out.
I don't think
But
anyone likes
considering how they're making it a bit more open world, and the story that I've seen so far for it, I'm looking forward. Oh wait, no, fuck that. Take Far Cry 3 out of that. Tomb Raider.
I'm
looking
sorry,
forward to that.
Anything that Square Enix touches usually turns to crap. So I'm not. Except for Sleeping Dogs, that was a really good game. I'm
looking forward to Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Watch Dogs.
Surprisingly, 1313, but I want to play it on PC because it actually looks nice. But I need to get a new PC to play that shit. And
oh yeah, that's gonna be fucking sexy.
That's why I need a new PC to make it look good. And
M-rated Star Wars game.
What is it called? I can't think of it right now. But yeah, Watch Dogs. When I saw the trailer for that just blew my mind. Like, this can't be this gen. Impossible.
No, it's gonna be next gen.
It's gonna be next gen. It can't look that good. And 1313 looked really nice. It looked like everything was like cinematic, but it was actually real time.
That's gonna be next gen too.
And
with the exception of PC, it's gonna be next gen.
And what else?
That's why this E3 was so dry, was because you really couldn't show much without showing the next gen.
Oh, and hopefully when it comes out, Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, I keep waiting on that.
For me,
it's the main team that's making it, and they always make good games, make Kingdom Hearts and everything. So they'll be fine, but just when it comes out, that'll be the thing.
Yeah. Halo 4, Watch Dogs. I would say GTA 5, but GTA 4 left such a bad taste in my mouth.
I've had so much problems with the recent Rockstar games that came out. I'm just not looking.
Rockstar. It's ironic that their name is Rockstar because they're acting like the arrogant piece of shit rockstars.
Yep.
Yeah. Like they can do no fault, and
to this day, I have not finished Red Dead Redemption.
It's the same shit as GTA 4. It's like, I need to find a man. Okay, first, can you help me mow my lawn? Sure. But after that, you help me find this man. And
I remember so many people were like, oh, it's great, man. It's everything you want, but it's Western. I'm just like, this game is fucking boring.
The best thing about Red Dead Redemption is not doing anything. It's just running around.
Yeah.
There's like 2 moments in Red Dead Redemption that are awesome.
The missions were boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm tired of riding this goddamn horse. Like, don't tell me I have to go through this goddamn conversation again because I got shot. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Rockstar Games, really? GTA 5? I'm not even going to say it's your last chance. I will borrow it from someone.
Ooh.
Fuck off.
Bargain bin?
Maybe.
There was like 1 or 2 cool artistic touches in Red Dead Redemption, like when you cross into Mexico for the first time and the song starts playing. But it was executed poorly because if you like get hit by an audio cue or something like that, it cuts. But anyway, so I had a couple good moments, but ultimately I would say it was a sour experience. Yeah, there's probably some people going to be saying Borderlands 2 is their game of the year, but
Borderlands 2.
I'm still kind of bored by that right now.
The hype of that game died off as fast as 2K13.
Borderlands 2 is like, it's like games like BioShock. You play for the first.
Which, by the way, I'm using 2K13 to get Halo 4.
You're tired of 2K13?
Fucking
I
tired.
play that every day.
I am getting rid of that game so fast.
All the time.
I don't know, with Black Ops 2, like, I'm anticipating it, but I'm kind of like, I haven't seen, like, any trailers or anything like that, because I want to be pleasantly surprised the same way I was with Black Ops 1. Because with Black Ops 1, I was just, like, I was so fucking, like, sick of Modern Warfare and all that shit, and everybody...
Like, chilling.
So I was just like, whatever. I think I borrowed, like, Lanky's copy of it or something like that. I was just like, no, this is...
Then you got it.
You're further in the future now. So
like, I remember I was playing it, I was like, dude, you really need to get this game. He's like, just more of the same Call of Duty.
Are the stories,
I don't want it, blah, blah, blah.
the same, though?
No, the Treyarch stories are much better than the...
Treyarch actually takes the time to write, and not only do they take the time to write, they take the time to make their game better. Whereas, fucking... Infinity Ward, what they do, they took Modern Warfare 2 coding and just changed all the Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3.
So basically,
but that's all the Call of Duty.
Infinity Ward is
same,
no, it's really not.
No.
Same style of Call of Duty.
Infinity Ward
is
the
not.
fourth one.
Not if you played Black Ops, man.
Infinity Ward is Call of Duty directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Treyarch is Call of Duty directed by Guy Ritchie.
But the thing is, like, that, I'm telling you, that's exactly the reason why those dudes, they didn't want to make another Modern Warfare game, and that's why they're suing the company now for all that amount of money. They said, no, we don't want to do this anymore, but they're forced to make Modern Warfare 2, which wasn't great. It wasn't great at all.
It was pretty bad.
It wasn't great at all, and that's why I respect them. Like, they stood up to the guy for Activision, Bobby Kotick, whatever his name is, and he just said no. Like, no, we're not doing this shit no more. We're going to leave and make our own studio, Respawn Studio. Supposedly they're coming out with a what is it? They're coming. I'm not sure if it's a shooter or an MMO. I can't remember which one it is.
It's probably a shooter.
Yeah, most likely. Stick to what you know, right?
And Bungie also was working with, I think, EA to make a...
Activision?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they sold their souls too?
Yep.
Activision's money, man.
That's why I'm so happy that 343 is getting as much praise as there, because like some reviews were like, oh, they didn't change it much, and then I was listening to this podcast. He's just like, what the fuck do you want them to change? Like, what do you, like? They've reinvigorated. They've actually taken so many risks with a beloved franchise that they should be given like a Medal of Honor. And you're telling them that they didn't change enough? Like, do you want them to make it like a turn-based like strategy game? Like, what do you want from them? And like, yeah, because like the people, like all the review sites that I respect have given it like 9.8, 100. All the review sites that are like really jaded have given it like. Even the ones that are super jaded have still never gone below 80.
Review sites I really watch is game trailers.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the review of it.
I always listen to game trailers for everything for reviews because not only because of the reviews they give, but when I watch Invisible Walls, they explain exactly why they give you.
Yeah, no, I have respect for that because like
they break it down.
Yeah, they got a lot of flack for giving Resident Evil 6 a positive review. And then
but they talked about it after.
And then like Shane was talking about why he gave it the review, and I'm just like, and he got into an argument with everybody on the panel because everybody was like, oh, I should and stuff like that, and he's just like, no, you guys are comparing it to like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, but like he's saying like, no, compared to your contemporaries, it's a third-person action game with survival horror elements. Not many other games are doing it as good as Resident Evil 6 is right now. That's why I gave it a positive review, and that's essentially what he was trying to say. But everybody was all like, no, this, but
well, Marcus made a good review. Like Marcus, But even though like they had the producers from Resident Evil come in, and the next podcast, I'm like, I know why Marcus is not here because he would have dug into them. And
no, but to be fair, Shane was still asking them the hard question. He was asking them like, why do you guys not do as many puzzles?
But
why do you guys like?
They said it themselves like I'm sure they don't have control over it. They said like we want to be more horror. But
what they said was perfect because he asked questions like why do you guys not do like as many puzzles as you guys used to as it more streamlined, and he said, well, if you look at the numbers, a lot of people stop playing the game.
They stop playing the game after
once like the puzzles hit, because if you get stuck at a puzzle, you're not going to continue playing that game.
There's this one puzzle in
and I've done that a few times, I'm not going to lie. Back in the early PS1 days, there was a few times I'd be playing a game that I like, and I didn't want to look up on GameFAQs, and I would just start playing it.
There's this one hard puzzle in Uncharted 3 that, I swear to God, if I hadn't looked on the internet to see exactly how it worked, I would not have gotten it, because I was like, how does this work? I don't get it. And it was a hard puzzle. It was like, you have to look at the ground and see certain patterns, certain thing on the wall. Like, no, this is too hard. I don't have time to think. I just want to play a game.
and it's true. And a lot of people, like, in this busy day and when it's crowded, like, they are like that. And I'll have to give respect to the guys, the producers, developers, whatever they were for Resident Evil 6, because they were completely honest. And they weren't saying that they didn't like it because the guy was saying like he loves puzzles as much as like nice. Like he was the one like trying to force them in, but you're not caving to your audience. You're supplying your audience. And like, there's some people who will just be like, the indie developers who are like, we're making what we want to make. It's kind of like with musicians, we're making what we want to make. But like, don't piss in my ear and tell me you're treating when you make the game you want to make and it ends up appealing to everybody, because that never happens. Mm-hmm. So you choose your battles, you choose who you want to appeal to, and you choose who you respect enough to appeal to. Because maybe they weren't respecting like the Resident Evil 1 and 2 audience, but they got a lot of their audience after Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people who were bitching about
undoubtedly everybody said 4 was their best game.
Yeah, and like even a lot of people who were bitching about Resident Evil 5 being more of a departure, a lot of people played Resident Evil 5. Democracy, dude.
They liked the style a lot more of Resident Evil 4. It wasn't like the camera stuck at a certain angle where it's like, I'm looking at your fucking shoes, but there's a guy coming around the corner, I can't see him, like you got a better feel of character, because you felt a bit more in control of the scenery, you felt more control of your camera angles. It was a better experience as far as like bringing the new step into the horror series, so I can understand them taking that step away from like the whole puzzles and that type of edge where it's like now
it's still included some with like
there was definitely parts where it's like you gotta think a bit, but it wasn't so much where it's like you're gonna spend 30 minutes trying to put this piece there and that piece there. It's very simple, like pay attention and you'll get it type of puzzles.
Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Resident Evil. I find the games are okay. It's not really
I've been playing them since I was like 8, so
I play them all
since
but
they came out.
It's not really one of my favorite. It's not like the genre. It's not a game I'm into. I rather read like a book about it or something like that than actually play the game. Because I find the game very like.
No,
you're just basically moving along to see the cutscene. Basically, the gameplay is not fun for me.
For me, it's the satisfaction of like the ammo conservation and all that stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like when you can get by with like knifing people or using your pistol for these rounds, and then you save your shotguns for the hard, like that kind of gameplay. I like the basically the survivalist.
And, like using that in comparison, like Dead Space did that perfectly.
Yeah, ever since 4, I always played my first Resident Evil playthrough on a harder difficulty. I did it with 5, and it was immensely more enjoyable.
Yeah, like when you play Dead Space, and it's like you may want to use that guy's limb rather than shooting him. Like that, you really take into consideration the whole survival horror.
Dead Space really, like, they basically took the mantle away from Resident Evil. They really.
I felt they did it in the third person sense. Like,
but I think they took the game. I think the gameplay wise, it's soon, but like I still haven't beaten Dead Space 2 just because I can't get as much into Dead Space 2's setting as I can Resident Evil.
Which is why, for me, I felt it was the other way around.
Yeah,
I'm very much into Dead Space 2. Like I'm counting down the days till Dead Space 3 type of thing. And
so that's what you're most anticipated.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's not coming out for like a while. Like I'm talking about like more recent, like what's going to be coming out in the next couple months.
Oh, well,
those are my most anticipated.
Watch Dogs is going to probably come out next year.
No, it's going to come out like the end of.
So, I mean, shit. If I'm going to talk about my most anticipated, it'd be Swarm of, like a StarCraft 2. Part of the Swarm, like, but who knows when that game's fucking coming out? So
next year.
When? They always give a date, but then they're like, it may come out when it's done.
Oh, the one thing that's great about Guild Wars 2, though, they're making Blizzard fucking start watching their asses.
They're what?
They're making Blizzard start watching their asses because like everybody's saying like it may not take all of the subs away from him, but every MMO or like every other game similar to this is going to start looking like more like Guild Wars 2.
They're taking the Guild Wars 2 model. That's how it works, which is. I don't know why games didn't do that. But I still think like games like Final Fantasy and obviously World of Warcraft is still going to be there, but they're going to lose a lot of people. So I don't know if people can play WoW. I find it boring. I remember one time I was in the internet cafe, I was getting into it. I was like, okay, it seems okay. And after like...
It is boring. Like I used to play with a crew from work. Like I was max level on a few of the expansions. And it was always the same thing, because like the thing I always hated about MMOs was the end game. But like you do this dungeon instance, which is the exact same. You have a party of 5 people. You do it the exact same way, and you do that enough times that you have the currency to buy the gear in order to do the harder ones. And then you do the harder one enough times to be able to do like the hardest. and then you do the hardest enough times that you could do the hardest the fastest. That you could do like the hardest one the faster. And like the second you realize that formula, they're like, why the fuck am I doing this? You cancel your sub and you go away. And then the expansion comes out. And then you hop on your expansion. You get back to max level. You start doing the dungeon that lets you do it until you do the harder dungeon.
In a way, that's how Final Fantasy was. But Final Fantasy had a better story.
Yeah, Final Fantasy had something to see though, because like even though I didn't get that far in Final Fantasy, when I saw that cutscene of Bahamut coming out of the ocean, I'm like, I want to play more. But I just like I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough time, money. I mean, like I was still a teenager at the time, so
I had nothing to do that. I didn't have patience. That game. I'm telling you, I was...
Dude, to run to the city, you're like, it was a full-time thing. It's just like, alright, I don't have the time to go back to town tonight. I'm going to save going back to town tomorrow. So, like, you would log in the next day being like, alright, I'm going to get back to town. And then you're running through, like, the fucking... Something aggro's you, and you're just, like, someone starts attacking you, and you're like, shit, I can't handle this thing right now. And you're, like, weaving through trees to try and lose it.
Through that game, you have to wait a long time until you get the airship. And, did you get the airship?
I got a boat.
Okay,
I took a boat.
That's how far he was.
And there was like a weird Taro midget thing, like looking at me. It was creepy.
Yeah.
It was just chilling because, like, if you, it was always trying to replicate like real life transit because the Japanese love that shit. But so like you would wait at dock and it'd be like, you know, like however many minutes like this boat's gonna come and take you to this continent. So it's like, oh okay, like it's only gonna be 5 minutes away. You chill. You get on the boat. The boat sets sail, and you have to wait while the boat actually literally travels to like the next continent.
Towards
so like it's supposed to be like, you know, immersive. People are socializing and shit. And I was just chilling there, and like I think I was like just doing something else.
The boat ride usually took 10 minutes to get somewhere. The airship took like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're running, it could take, depending where you're going. The longest I took running was over an hour.
Yeah.
In running.
And I remember like
running.
I remember even though I was level appropriate to go to like the main like hub town, I had to like requisition some guy who was super high level to actually like escort me there, because like just going to this place where you're supposed to go, the creatures all in the forest were like way too hard for you, so you had to get a high level guy to actually escort you through. So like if you're supposed to go to this place that like, imagine an Assassin's Creed where it's like, hey, you got to go to New York, and you're like, all right, but New York is surrounded by like level 100 bears. Like, so like you can't actually get through it. So like you have to be like this little kid.
The only thing I regret, I had that.
That game did not make you feel like a hero. It made you feel like a little shit.
I had that game for 7 years, and I paid every month for it. And I'll tell you right now, there's not one time I had a sustainable amount of money in that game to make any profit whatsoever. I was broke every single time in that game. I could not.
I went lumberjacking, man. I made some good money off of elm logs.
Because I told you that, but
no, that was back when I used to play my dad's place.
I couldn't do it. I was like, no, fuck this. I might as well just do the quest and get my armor and shit and deal with something else, because I can't deal with this.
That just sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was like a part-time job.
But it was fun, though.
It's for people who don't have jobs.
It's like I got nothing better to do for the next 5 hours.
And that was it. Like it was the same thing with World of Warcraft. Even though they streamlined a lot of that shit, it's like you're going around and you're like mining mineral veins to like make money, and just like every once in a while you just think, why am I doing this? As you're like chucking away at a piece of ore. But with Guild Wars, it's like you're doing it because you're actually having fun.
And there's people around.
Yeah.
You could actually go in that.
There's giant creatures to fight, man. Giant creatures to fight.
Main hub cities.
Yeah, when you're fighting a dragon where like you're the size of its eyeball, it's fucking good times.
Pretty good game. You guys should log on more.
I log on pretty well. Actually, like considering how often it's been out, like I have commitment issues when it comes to games. But the fact that I still log on as often as I do is pretty testament.
Get the game, man. We'll help you through levels. You'll level up quick.
Which game now?
Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I don't know if like MMOs are your thing, but this is like the perfect MMO to get into, just because everything is fun.
You don't have to pay for it. Just pay for the game. And
you just buy it.
You don't have to pay monthly.
If you get it for you for your birthday or something. I don't know if you don't know it.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Get it for my birthday. I'll play it.
But you'll have to play.
I'll play it if you get it for my birthday.
You could be a char.
There's not many chars in the game either.
They're like the lowest population, surprisingly.
I just want to be what's evil.
Well, like, that's the thing. There's the char were like the race that was like the evil faction in the first game, but like they're like they're giant like wolf, cat,
they're kind
werewolves
of
with
werewolves,
horns.
Yeah.
They have horns.
They look pretty badass. They look pretty badass.
They're the Sith basically.
Sounds good.
Yeah, or you could be tree people, or
they're only like 25 years old.
Or you could be like a Yoda race, or you could be the Norn, which are me, of course. They're like
white people.
Yeah,
Vikings,
they're a race.
Vikings.
Yeah, they're a race of like half giants. That's a mix of Highlanders, Vikings, and natives, which is my entire bloodline. So I went right for the Normans because
I'm regular human.
I'm Scottish German native, so I went.
Being
right for
humans in any game is fucking boring.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not in this game.
You're already a human. Be something else.
Nah.
You just went for it because it's Nolan North, right?
Huh?
Nolan North.
Nolan North?
He does the voice.
For my character?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice.
You didn't know that?
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
He does everything. He sells himself out like a whore.
Yeah.
He really does. He's Desmond in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake and a whole bunch of other shit.
He was in Knights of the Old Republic too. He was the he was the Jedi consular.
He's a whore.
Yeah. He is a whore.
He's a
He even
voice
does
acting whore.
he does passerbys. He does so many voices. There was you know the game Mafia 2?
Yeah.
There was a joke because they two of the extra NPCs, two guys just talking on his street. The whoever the voice actor, whoever the developers were, didn't realize that they put two of the same extra NPCs next to each other that were both voiced by the same character. So you can go up to these guys on the street and it's Nolan North having a conversation with himself. He'd be like, "Oh, did you see the paper today? Yeah, it was a great day." It's just two guys talking to each other with the exact same voice.
No, he's a great voice actor, but
Because a lot of times you don't even notice. He did Deadpool in
yeah, that I know.
a lot of the games. Yeah.
He did Marvel vs. Capcom. He did Deadpool. I think he does Ghost Rider too.
Also,
Sure.
did you see the Hulk versus Wolverine? Hulk versus yeah, he did in Hulk versus Wolverine. He was Deadpool in that too.
He does make a good Deadpool for a cartoon movie.
Yeah.
But all the animated the new Avengers, they're the cartoon one.
Earth Mighty Zeros. Yeah.
All the they're all from Marvel vs. Capcom too. Like Iron Man is the same one.
I think I should probably start watching that again because I watched the first few episodes, the introductory episodes, and I was like, I'm pleasantly surprised. It feels like a Saturday morning cartoon again. And I watched a couple of the new episodes, and they're doing they're bringing in the extras. They had Wolverine and Spider-Man.
But if
they
you
had
watch the
Luke
show,
Cage and Iron Fist.
If you watch the show Ultimate Spider-Man, they're branched together. They're branched together.
Oh, and they brought back Steve Blum for Wolverine.
Oh, the original.
He was he wasn't the original. I don't think he was in the '90s one, but in every other one, he was the quintessential Wolverine voice, all the games and all that shit. Berserker Barrage.
So we're at so let's try to end this up. Final thoughts on anything with LucasArts and Disney and racism?
I cannot die before 2015. Okay, I have to make it through 2015, man.
We'll see.
There can't be death. If death comes, we must fight.
Actually, I still need him to pay rent, so yeah, please don't die.
Death, do not come to me till I've seen Star Wars Episode 7.
I wonder what the Halo release schedule is going to be with the new trilogy.
It's probably going to be every 2 years.
Yeah, most likely.
2 years.
Because the next one obviously is going to be on the next Xbox. That's how many games of Halo's.
I am not buying next gen till they stop making games for this gen.
Nah, I'm going to buy next gen.
I'm buying next gen. It's overdue.
Not right away, man.
When they said the 10-year life cycle, I was like, you guys are vastly underestimating technology. Technology increases way too fast. The difference between when...
for me, it's considering how buggy the first gens for both PS3 and Xbox were, I am waiting for them to really get their shit together. Second generation of the new next gens or third generation.
I can trust PS3. I don't know about Xbox though. With those red ring thing.
I don't know.
I want to see that thing work.
Battlefield 3 came out last year, and they can't do that shit on consoles. So I'm saying it's time for a new gen. It's fucking time. Yeah, you're holding us back.
I'm just not buying it right away.
I'm only saying this now because I finally as of this year got a PC that can withstand.
My PC is it's holding on to its last thread, man. Although
you did upgrade it, you could finally play SWTOR, right?
I can play Knights of the Old Republic, but
what level are you now? 2?
No, I'm a bit further than that, but it's still a weak computer. If I play it too long,
did you get past the tutorial?
Yeah, I got past all that shit. I made it to the Imperial ship and all that shit.
Oh, you got your lightsaber?
Yeah, it's just if I play the game too long or if there's too much activity.
Slows down?
No, it doesn't slow down. It just shuts down.
But to be fair though, even on my rig that I had before this card, Old Republic was the only game that ever gave me chug.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would play Guild Wars and I'd be like, oh, this game is fucking beautiful. And then, which, yeah, it's the most beautiful in the world by far. That's like that just shows art direction beats graphical performance any day of the week.
I've done what I can for this computer, but even I know it's time to chalk it up as a loss. It's done all it could for me. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's old.
Yeah, if you can build a computer that has a case wide enough for my 280, I'd give it to you. That was nerd.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of doing, especially now that
Best just jizzed himself.
Yeah. Hey, if you got a case wide enough, I'll give you my 280.
Oh, yes, speaking my language. But no, now that I know Best Buy's doing this whole price check thing with Amazon pricing, I may go a bit.
There's
crazy.
Tiger Direct, ING, no, not ING. There's a bunch of sites, like, I have to just ask around work, but, like, mine wasn't that expensive considering I was getting, like, top.
All I'm saying is, if Best Buy's got it in stock, but I could find it for less on Amazon, I'm walking to Best Buy and saying, hey, look at this. Price, check that shit.
They've always had that, though.
Give it for me cheaper, motherfucker.
They've always had it. But you know what? Best Buy and Future Shop, and this is advice to everyone, Best Buy and Future Shop is owned by the same person in Canada. What you do is, it might take time, but this is what I do. I go to one store, say, this is what I had to do when I got my camera. I said, hey, the camera's this much in Best Buy. So then after, I said, oh, I can give it to you for cheaper. I said, okay, you give it for cheap like that? Okay, let me see what I can do. I'll come back in a few minutes. Future Shop is just across the street. When I go back and say, this is the price they're giving me for the camera. So every time they have to lower the prices to a certain point. So I got it, the camera, I have.
You're just walking back and forth?
Back and forth, that's all I did. I took off...
I don't got time to walk back and forth.
Listen, I took off $200 off the camera when I first got it. Just by walking back and forth to the stores. And they have to beat each other's prices.
Man, fuck that walking back and forth. Find a used version of it on Amazon, which will be cheaper than all this walking back and forth. Just tell them, hey, look, it's this much on Amazon. Price check that shit. Okay? And then they do that, and they give it to you for that price, and you walk out feeling good. Brand new for a used price.
Yeah, I guess you can do that.
And that's what I'm going to do when I slowly build my computer, because I'm broke.
Alright, on that note, let's end up this Nerd Week.
Nerd Week. Nerd Week.
Talk about those nerds today.
Skew.
Good
Look
out. Alright, people.
They're coming over the bridge!
It's over. Star Wars is done. Can't take it.
The dark side.
You thought the dark side could protect you.
I don't think Mark Hamill cares anymore. He's made too much money as a joke.
The lack of faith in the dark side is disturbing.
Alright, people, we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like us on Facebook and a whole bunch of stuff.
That includes an operation.
Don't worry, we're gonna go back to the same nonsense where he was talking like bitching out lousy bitches. Lousy bitches. I didn't say girls, I said lousy bitches. There's a difference.
So what, no hate mail this week? That's a shame.
No,
his inbox is lonely. That's why he wants to get back to dissing fat chicks.
Hey man, I've been pretty quiet with the fat chicks stuff.
That's why he wants to go back.
Nah. I've been pretty quiet.
He hates
probably listened to the past
You guys
episodes.
have been getting stuff though about what you guys were saying.
Hate
not
what?
me.
I ain't getting no hate.
I didn't say shit. I haven't been here.
No one been hating on me.
Huh?
No one been hating on me.
I already told you who's been hating, so I'll
Yo, if you don't say nothing to me, it didn't exist. You didn't say nothing.
Well, there's been comments. There's been comments that's been posted.
Hey, if it didn't go in my ears, it never happened. How about that?
Isn't that what rapists usually say?
What? Wait, what?
How do you know what rapists usually say?
I've heard things.
Someone been whispering in your ear, Jason?
Telling you to do things?
No.
Telling you to do people?
Alright, people, we'll see you all next week. Peace.